Hello, everybody. How are you? I hope you are all doing okay. Um, I hope you all had a nice weekend. Uh, Probably just did the same things that we're doing every day, which is watching TV, doing homework, and playing games. Um, but I do hope you are continuing to practice your English. Okay. Anyway, let's uh, let's start the class. So today we're going to be doing we're going to be recapping sort of what we've done over the past few classes. We'll do a listening exercise and a couple of exam style exercises covering some of the grammar and vocab that we've done this unit. Okay, so let's begin. So this unit we're talking about adverts, if you remember. Okay, adverts. Now these were advertisements to sell people products. Okay, so adverts, if you look, we had ones like this, yeah? Adverts. Okay. So next class we're going to be, in the next couple of classes we'll be making our own advert. All right. So we're going to have a look at sort of the important things to make an advert effective. All right. So my first question to you is, what makes a good advert? I'll pay a question. Well, what makes a good advert? Yeah. Let's go into our notebooks and we can have a look. Okay. So, in our notebooks, not much to copy today. All right. So the title is A Good Advert. All right. The date is Tuesday, the 7th of April, 2020. Okay. So you can copy that into your notebooks. And I just have the question here, what makes a good advert? Okay, now I've given you a little list of things that we can go through. All right, so you can copy this down as well. The words that are highlighted in red are sort of vocabulary words to remember. All right, so first thing is a good slogan. All right, now if you don't remember what a slogan was, a slogan is a small phrase that a company uses to help people remember the brand. Okay, an example of this would be Nike, just do it, right? That's their slogan, right? So you need a good slogan to make a good advert. All right. You also need positive language. Okay, so that's talking using extreme adjectives, saying it's incredible, it's amazing, and just always saying positive things about the product. Okay, and using sort of different sort of adjectives to describe it. Okay, but yes, it should be colorful, right? So if we look at the adverts that we had a look at in the previous classes, the good ones had lots of colors and they were very noticeable. All right. Comparisons. All right, comparative language. All right, remember we're saying we have to say that it's better in many ways than other products. Okay, so you do use comparisons. All right, so just an example here, you say it's better than the other products. Okay, but obviously we can use different adjectives. Right, it's cheaper, it's more effective, it's easier to use. All right, so we use comparative language to imply that our product is better. Okay. What else do you need to have a good advert? Well, you need a good layout. Okay. Now, what is the layout? Now, the layout is basically the way the advert is organized visually. So, where do you have the writing? Where do you have the pictures? Which text is big? Which is small? Okay. So, basically, the sort of uh, how it's made, right? So the style of the advert, right? So a good layout, yeah. So it has to be well organized visually. It must be well designed. Okay, well designed. Again, that means that it's that it's got all of the essential parts of an advert. Okay, the pictures aren't too big. Uh, the text is easy to read. There's lots of colors. So it must be well designed. Okay. And it must stand out. Now, what does it mean to stand out? Stand out means that it's that you notice this thing more than the other things. Okay. So, right. So to stand out, right, if we look at the 3 adverts here, right, maybe one of them is more noticeable than the others. Yeah. For me, this one is more noticeable, this middle one. It stands out because it looks different and more colorful to the other 2, right? So it stands out. I notice this one more than the other one. Okay. So that's what that means. Oh my God. Okay. Right. So we can copy these in the notebook. Okay. Copy these things in the notebook. So these are things to bear in mind when making a good advert. Okay. Now, we're going to listen to somebody called Michael talking about the adverts he creates. All right. Now, sorry guys. So what we're going to have to do here, right? We're going to listen, and we have 8 sort of sentences to tick, right? So we have to tick the sentences that are true. Okay. So we have to listen to Michael talking about the adverts that he creates. Okay. So he's going to tell you what makes a good advert. All right. And then we have to read through these sentences, and if they are true, if Michael says they are true, then we give them a tick. Okay. So before we listen, let's just have a look and make sure that we understand all of the phrases. Okay, so let's read together. It says the main aim, so the main objective of adverts is to make people remember the product, right? And that's true. Okay, that's an example here. Let's have a look. Number 2, an attractive design. An attractive design makes people want to read the advert, right? So if it looks nice, people want to read it. Okay, we have to listen and see if that's true. Number 3, if you have lots of text in an advert, people will remember it. Okay, so if there's lots and lots of writing, people will remember it. I'm not sure if that's true. Number 4, a slogan is a good way to help people remember your brand. Okay, remember what a slogan is? Okay, so a slogan's a good way to help people remember your brand, right, your product. Number 5, important points stand out clearly in good adverts, right? So that means the important things about the product are maybe sort of more noticeable on the advert. Okay, so the good things about the product, you have to sort of write them in big and make sure people can see the benefits. Number 6, you should only have pictures of people in adverts. You should only have pictures of people in adverts. I'm not sure if that's true. Maybe you need pictures of other things. Anyway, we have to listen and find out. Number 7, good adverts are always funny. Right? The good adverts make you laugh. All right. We have to listen and see if that's true. And then finally, sometimes people remember the advert, but don't remember the product. Okay. So we're going to listen to Michael, all right, and we're going to see which of these things are true. All right. Are you guys ready?
I'm here today to talk to you about adverts. First, we'll talk about what makes a good advert. Then we'll look at some examples. When we create an advert, we're thinking about how to make our product stand out. We need to attract people's attention, get our message across clearly and memorably. There's a lot of competition out there. Our product needs to look special so that it sells. How do you think we can do that?
Use colours and pictures to make the advert attractive.
Yes. If your advert isn't eye-catching, people won't even read it. So, we make sure it has a well-designed layout with good use of colour and graphics. Okay, you said we could use colours and pictures. What about text? What works better to get our message across? A lot of text or a little?
A lot.
Actually, no. Most of the time, it's better to have less text. People get bored. You need to get your message across quickly. Keep it interesting and persuasive. Slogans are great, aren't they? People remember a catchy phrase, which means they remember your brand. We need to highlight the most important points in our message. What techniques could we use?
Bold text. Or put the text in capital letters. Or make it bigger. And use outlines around the text.
Yes, all great ideas, which put the message across clearly. Now, what kind of pictures should you choose?
Pictures that show the product positively.
Exactly. If you're selling cool trainers, show that they're cool. And if there are people in the picture, it must look like they think the product's great too. Do you have any questions?
Adverts should be funny, shouldn't they?
It depends on what you're advertising. Everyone loves to laugh, and they'll link that good feeling with your brand. But for some products, humor would be a mistake. You have to be sensitive to people's feelings. If you make someone feel bad, they won't trust you, and they won't buy your product. If it's too funny, people sometimes remember the advert, but not the product. It's entertaining, but it's not an effective advert.
Thank you.
Okay, now, I said we would look at some examples. So, let's look at these adverts, and you tell me if you think they work.
Okay, very good. Okay, could you understand? Did you manage to tick the correct sentences? All right. Well, what I'd like you to do is pause the video, go back and listen again, okay, and double check everything. Okay. So listen twice. All right, have you finished? So let's have a look which of these sentences were true. Okay, so obviously the first one. Now it's going to say what Michael actually said. Okay, so the main aim of adverts is to make people remember the product. Okay, so that one's true. What was the? Let me just try and move this. Okay, there we go. So the second phrase that is true. So the second one that we ticked here should be phrase number 2. An attractive design makes people want to read the advert. Okay, he did say this. All right, an attractive design makes people want to read the advert. Let's try number 3. If you have lots of text in an advert, people will remember it. That's not true. So there's no tick here, right? They said if you have to have very short amounts of text. Okay, the message has to be short and direct. So no tick for number 3. Number 4, a slogan is a good way to help people remember your brand. That is true. Okay, we should have a tick there, right? It's always good to have a good slogan. Number 5, it says here, important points stand out clearly in good adverts, right? So the important things are maybe written in big letters or in capitals, okay? Important points stand out clearly in good adverts, right? That is true. We should tick that box, okay? He did say this. Okay, and then number 6, you should only have pictures of people in adverts. Okay, that's not true. Okay, so no tick there. Good adverts are always funny. Again, not always, because it depends on the product, right? Some products are more serious. And then the last one, sometimes people remember the advert but don't remember the product, right? That one is true. If you remember, he said if the advert is too funny, That's when people remember the advert but not the product. Okay, so you should have ticked sentences 2, 4, 5, and 8. Okay, 2, 4, 5, and 8. All right. Make sure you have it correct in your book. All right. If you're confused about any of the answers, okay, just go back and listen again. Okay. Very good. All done? Okay. Now we're going to go to our workbook. Okay. Now we're on workbook page 66. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned the page number here. This was page. What page was this? 75 in the student's book. Okay. Anyway, a bit late now. Okay, so let's go to the workbook. Okay, and we're on page 66 and 67, and we have 2 exercises to do. Okay. Now these exercises are in the same style as the official Cambridge exam. Okay, so it's good practice. All right, and they test some of the grammar and the vocab that we did over this unit. Okay, now if you don't remember the grammar, what we did is some reported speech. Okay, things like this, right? So we have the direct speech, so we have developed a great product, and then the reported speech where we have to change the verb tense, right? Okay, so we're testing that, and then the vocabulary words. Now, in this exercise here, okay, you've got 7 questions, all right, and then you have to choose the best word for the gap, okay? So now a lot of times it's you can see if the word fits grammatically, okay, and then you can look at sort of the meaning of the word and see if it's if it makes sense in the sentence, okay? So, all right, let's have a look. All right, I'll do the first one. We'll look at the example, and we'll do number 1 together, okay? And then I'll leave you to do it on your own. So let's look at the example. It says, Ella told us about a film app she had bought. All right, and then we have now, recently, or tomorrow. Okay, now if it says she had bought, right, that means it's in the past. So it can't be now and it can't be tomorrow. So it must be recently. Okay, so that's a grammatical fit there. Let's look at number 1. Okay, she said that she other apps before. Okay, now this is testing the reported speech. Okay, so a lot of times in reported speech, okay, we use the verb had in the past participle. Okay, she said that she had tried. Okay, now you can't say would buy because that would imply in the future, and it says before, so that means it's in the past. She said that she looked other apps. It can't be looked because we have to say looked at. Okay, so the only one that fits grammatically is this one, had tried. All right. Okay, so on your own, I'd like you to do questions 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, you can pause the video while you do the exercise. Okay, have you finished? Let's look at our answers. Very good. Okay, so the first one I helped you out with. Okay, so she said that she had tried other apps before. Let's look at number 2. They weren't well designed, so they weren't. The answer should be effective. Okay. Now this is here all the answers fit grammatically, but there's only one word that has the correct meaning. Okay. They weren't well designed, so they weren't effective. Okay. Number 3, the layout, all right, so the design of the advert. It's impossible to find the information quickly. Okay, the answer should be made it impossible. Okay. Number 4. In this app, the important information stands out. It is highlighted. And the answer should be because it's highlighted. Number 5. For an app to be successful, it needs to be to use. The answer should be easy to use. Easy to use. Okay. Number 6. A really good app always and appeals to lots of buyers. Always. The word should be stands out. Okay, so it's noticeable. And number 7, the most apps are the ones you use every day because they're so useful. The most impressive apps. Okay, the most impressive apps. It's saying a very positive thing here. Okay, so look at your answers. Okay, correct any mistakes. All right, and if you don't understand any of the mistakes you've made, well, if you don't, if you've made mistakes, sorry, go back and have a look at the correct answer and try to understand why that answer is correct. Okay. Remember, if there's words and things you don't understand, you can always use the internet to sort of look things up. Okay, it's always good to to study a bit of the language on your own and be curious. Okay, so these are the answers. Make sure you have them correct. Very good. Now we're going to do a very similar exercise. Okay. All right, so another one here, except this one is about RoboPet. Remember RoboPet? All right, so we have to choose the best words for each space, okay? Let's look at the example again, okay? It says RoboPet is a pet that you don't need to look after, okay? All right, you don't need. We can't say you doesn't, so that doesn't fit grammatically. RoboPet is a pet that you aren't needed to look after. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so this is the answer. All right, so look at questions number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and see if you can choose the best answer. Now, if there's some of the vocabulary from this unit that you don't remember, just go back into your pupil's book and have a look, or into your notebook. Okay, and just check the meaning of these words. So things like appeal, stand out. All right, impressive. All right. If you don't remember these words, look them up. All right. So, okay, so on your own, choose the correct word. And you can pause the video. Have you finished? Excellent. Okay. Let's look at our answers. All right. Where can I put this? Oh dear. Try and find a good space for this. Okay. Let's look. Number 1. With RoboPet, you can your own pet. You can understand your own pet, you can appeal your own pet, or you can build your own pet. Well, the only one that makes sense is build. With RoboPet, you can build your own pet. Number 2, RoboPet is better than a real pet because it never stands out, it never bites, or it never arrives. The only thing that would make it a good pet would be that it never bites. Okay, bite is right. It never bites. Number 3, you can it tricks. You can teach it tricks, you can train it tricks, or you can say it tricks. Okay, the answer should be you can teach it tricks. And number 4, you can give orders to RoboPet in 4 different signs, languages, or talks. Okay, and the answer should be languages. And number 5, RoboPet is very to put together, right? To put together means to build, right? It's very to put together. Anybody can do it. Okay, and the correct answer should be easy. It's very easy to put together. Okay, again, make sure you have the correct answers. All right. If you've made any mistakes, have a look, right? And try to understand why the correct answer is correct. All right. Again, you can look up any words or phrases that you don't understand or that you can't remember. Okay. All done? Fantastic. Okay, so after now that we've done these exercises and sort of gone over the language, okay, to do with adverts again, the last thing to do today is this. All right, so we're going to go back to our pupils book. All right, go back to the page 75 here. And here we've got 3 adverts here. All right, 3 adverts. So it looks like one advert for a drink, energy drink. An advert for a music app, or an advert for some sort of scooter. Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do, have a look at these adverts. Okay, and I want you to think which one is the most effective. So which is the best? Which is the most effective? Okay. Number 1, number 2, or 3. Okay. Tell me which one is the most effective and why. Is it? Does it have more pictures? Is it a better slogan? Is the text big enough? Is it colorful? Okay, so why is it the most effective? All right, and we can write this in our notebook. All right, so I've just put the title here, page 75, exercise 4. Okay, and I've copied the question, which you can copy. Which advert is the most effective and why? Okay, so you can write your answer in your notebook. Just maybe like three or 4 phrases. Okay, nothing too much. Okay, so read the 3 adverts and which one do you think is the most effective and why? Okay, just write a couple of phrases in your notebook. All right, and when you've done that, you can take a picture and send it to the email or WhatsApp. Okay, and we'll check it. All right. Anyway, so that's everything for today. Okay. Now the next class will be a live class, okay, which will be on Thursday. So we can talk to each other and you can ask me any questions and I can check that you've understood all of the work that we've done. Okay, so I look forward to talking to you all on Thursday. All right, have a good day and I shall see you later. Bye-bye.